Everyone on earth knowing that beauty is beautiful makes ugliness. Everyone knowing that goodness is good makes wickedness. For being and non-being arise together. Hard and easy complete each other. Long and short shape each other. High and low depend on each other. Note and voice make the music together. Before and after follow each other. That's why the wise soul does without doing, teaches without talking. The things of this world exist. They are. You can't refuse them. To bear and not to own. To act and not lay claim. To do the work and let it go. For just letting it go is what makes it stay. Today, I sit down and I have a conversation with Ray. He is a wonderful martial arts practitioner. He is a strong example for what a practitioner should be, should look like, and the walk that he should take. Respectful, kind, knowledgeable. He may not have ever taught, but he still holds weight in the conversation of martial arts. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. If you are a martial artist and would like to be a part of this podcast, if you think that I am wrong and would like to have discord about it, if you know somebody that would like to be on this podcast or you think would be a good fit for this podcast, keepkickingpod@gmail.com. Reach out to me. I would love to have the conversations. That's what it's all about for me. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. As we're getting close to the holidays, please stay safe, everybody. Be kind to each other. Extend the same compassion and understanding that you wish to get from the world. Love you all. Keep kicking.
Keep kicking, never quitting. Focus sharp like a blade that's hitting. From white belt dreams to the master flow, Paul Coffey's got the mic, now the stories grow. Technique entails discipline and fire. Each guest brings truth to inspire. Keep kicking, step into your power. Keep kicking, moment to the hour. Every strike, every fall, every rise. It's a journey through a warrior's eyes. Old school, new school, all styles blend. From the mat to the mic, where the arts ascend. Philosophy deep, but the vibe stays tight. Martial minds meeting in the podcast light. Keep kicking, step into your power. Keep kicking, moment to the hour. Every strike, every fall, every rise. It's a journey through a warrior's eyes. Keep kicking. Keep kicking. All coffee leads and the journey begins. Paul Coffee leads and the journey begins. Technique entails discipline and fire. Each guest brings truth to inspire. Keep kicking, step into your power. Keep kicking, moment to the hour. Every strike, every fall, every rise. It's a journey through a warrior's eyes. Keep kicking. Keep kicking. Paul Coffee leads and the journey begins.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Keep Kicking, the martial arts podcast, where I have martial conversations with my martial arts friends. And today I sit down with Ray. Ray, do you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Hey, what's up? My name is G. Everybody knows me as Ray Bond on Facebook. Been in the martial arts world since 1994.
Woo! So, you're 41 years in the business. Then
Uh,
40. Yep, 41.
is it 41? No, I think 94.
Yeah, 94. Oh wait, am I doing the math wrong on it?
Yeah, that's 31.
31.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I was doing my
31.
age is what I was doing there.
Right,
I
right.
was born. I was born 83. So
Okay, right.
okay.
I'm 10 years before you in 73.
Oh, okay. Okay. So tell me what you got you started in martial arts.
Well, I started in the martial arts in Shaolin Kung Fu, Wushu, and Tai Chi
Mm-hmm.
under the Vital family. The teacher, lead instructor was Grandmaster Vita. He's since passed away, unfortunately, in
Mm-hmm.
2012. And his family was known as the Amazing Vital family,
Mm-hmm.
who was a martial arts as well as a black circus family that used to train with Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus. And, their son, the senior son is a well-known martial artist by the name of Babatu Vita Cassell.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also the son of Thierry Cassell,
Mm-hmm.
the world-renowned martial artist from the golden age of martial arts.
Yeah. So what keeps you going?
Well, what keeps me going is, hey, man, you got to keep. I'm not going to lie. I'm 52 years old right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really trained the way we used to when I was in my
Sure.
20s and 30s.
Sure.
Because in between juggling school,
Mm-hmm.
just paying bills, and just having a social life and family life, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't trained 24/7 or every single day like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like switched. I started cross training in boxing
Mm-hmm.
because I really like boxing a lot. I like its conditioning. I like
Mm-hmm.
the drills, getting a chance to spar every now and then,
Mm-hmm.
and bag work, speed bag work.
Mm-hmm.
I think boxing is a good sport for anybody who is getting older
Mm-hmm.
and, let's just be honest, physically may not be able to do the same things that he used
Mm-hmm.
to in the martial arts because it's a lot of pressure on the knees and that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
I had a couple surgeries,
Okay.
so I kind of like focus on boxing
Yeah.
nowadays.
The high kicks, the high kick days are over.
Yeah, the high kick days, the low sweeps, the
Mm-hmm.
duck walks, the
Mm-hmm.
bear walks, all of the ground fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Ground fighting is good if you're involved in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Sure.
So I like what BJJ did with that whole ground fighting system.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Mm-hmm.
turning it into a sport
Mm-hmm.
and very effective self defense.
Sure. Sure. Do you teach? Yeah.
No, I don't teach right now.
No.
No,
Okay.
no.
But you have taught?
I haven't taught in a professional school. I have taught like in the
Yeah.
streets, just some of my
Sure.
guys and that sort of thing. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that when we was training in martial arts in Atlanta, we just didn't have the spaces available
Mm-hmm.
for it. So we trained outdoors
Absolutely.
in the parks and that
Absolutely.
sort of thing by the colleges.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back to New York, I just didn't get a space and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't you know, take it to the next level as far as teaching.
Right. Well, space is expensive in New York, right?
Yeah,
Like,
space is
whew.
expensive. A lot of the teachers that you see, they have a thing where they do it at the community centers
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and like the police athletic league
Mm-hmm.
and different sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
And but if your school and you've had a long lineage of schools,
Mm-hmm.
actual schools that people to go to with instructors, then you're going to be successful.
Sure.
Like the
Sure.
martial arts dojos in like Lower Manhattan and that sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
Fort Greene. There are still schools out there that you can enroll to,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of it is based on the whether or not the students are going to come and how many
Mm-hmm.
students.
For
So a lot
sure.
of them teach the youth.
For sure.
If you teach the youth, then you have a good school.
Right.
If you're just teaching people that's getting off of work or fly
Mm-hmm.
by nights or guys who took martial arts, it might not be as successful. So you're
Mm-hmm.
definitely going to need the youth involved as far
Absolutely.
as a foundation and a basis where that
Mm-hmm.
the parents can come with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
steady tuition.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're definitely going to need kids classes. The most successful martial arts schools have kids.
No, absolutely, for sure. Uh, I don't. I currently don't teach out of a brick and mortar school. I teach out of a bunch of community centers and teach a couple of places to some disenfranchised folks. I've found that that's more enriching for me as an instructor, and then I don't have to worry about running a whole school while also balancing the day job, while also balancing the family. Like there's just too
Right,
much to
right,
balance. Too
right.
much to balance. Uh, what has martial arts done for you outside of the dojo? What has it provided for you to help you in everyday life?
Oh wow. Well, living in New York, martial arts has provided number one, self-defense and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to use my martial arts in self-defense situations before in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so as well as discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline that teaches you to avoid confrontations, to de-escalate, and just basically walk away.
Mm-hmm.
So martial arts has kept myself out of the quote unquote street life and
That's
more
great.
focused on me.
That's a
Yeah,
huge win.
yeah.
Huge win. So, one of the questions that I ask everybody is, what do you think most or the average martial arts practitioner neglects about their own practice?
The applications,
Mm.
because like with kung fu is a lot of forms
Mm-hmm.
known as katas, and you learn the movements, you learn the forms, the whole sequences, but a lot of times they're not teaching the applications.
Absolutely.
Okay, so like, what is this tiger claw? What is this crane? What is this
Mm-hmm.
snake style? How would you apply it in a real life situation?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times you just see people punching and kicking and doing movements, but can they do that in a real fight?
Mm-hmm.
Can they
Well,
do that?
do they even know what it is in a
Do
real
they even
fight?
know what it is? Right.
Yeah,
So that's the biggest thing, application.
absolutely. Uh, were you fortunate enough that you had an instructor that taught those applications, or was that something you kind of had to seek out?
Pretty much both.
Pretty much both.
Right.
Traditional teachers don't usually divulge the stuff, you know.
Right. In its
Traditional
entirety.
teachers, yeah, 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 that's right. Give you a taste,
If you
but they're not
taste
going to.
right.
Yeah.
Like if you're having issues with a particular move or strike,
Mm-hmm.
they'll
Mm-hmm.
show you what it's supposed to do.
Right. Right.
But they're not going to sit there and break down every single technique.
Mm-hmm.
That you're going to have to figure out for yourself or seek out, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Where did you find instructors that would divulge the stuff, or did you? A
Well,
lot a lot of people seek it out through books, videos, et cetera. But like, there are some instructors out there that will be like, "You're doing it wrong, fool."
yeah, exactly. Well, in the kung fu world, no, but in the
Mm-hmm.
karate and jujitsu world, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Jujitsu is based on everything is applications.
Mm-hmm.
So I've taken a couple seminars with guys like George Logan
Mm-hmm.
and Anthony Muhammad, and other guys in the Moses Power lineage,
Mm-hmm.
and their focus is all applications. So a lot of it also depends on the style and the school that you're in.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
Some of them will,
refreshing
some of them
though.
won't. Right.
Yeah, but I mean, it feels less like a secret club than it feels more like an inclusive club that you're a part of. So, tell me, what has boxing done for your kung fu? How has boxing improved kung fu?
Well, I wouldn't say that it improved it. Boxing just gave me better footwork,
Mm-hmm.
better elusiveness,
Mm-hmm.
um, better overall movement and practicality.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
when you're boxing, your aim is to hit and not be hit,
Yeah.
you know? And boxing is just it's so many different combinations that you could use and counters. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually the sweet science.
Mm-hmm.
So the footwork is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're in kung fu, there's a lot of wide stances.
Mm-hmm.
In boxing, obviously, that would be a no-no.
Right. Right. Right.
So you got to learn that it's too. Boxing is a martial art. However, it's a different style than say karate, kung fu,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just with the footwork alone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like it better. You're not going to be in a dragon or hole and tiger or bow and arrow stance when you're fighting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because anybody could just sweep you.
Mm-hmm. You spoke about having surgeries, having work done. Do you think that your martial arts practice helped you recover? Do you think it helped you, uh, stay mobile?
Right. Well, my first surgery was from playing basketball, torn cartilage in my knee, and that's when I began martial arts, and that strengthened my knee
That's good.
actually.
That's good.
But I was also younger in my
Mm-hmm.
20s. So as I got older, it just wasn't the same movement anymore.
You're only as old as you feel, brother. You're only as old as you
Yeah, yeah,
feel.
yeah. That's true. That's true.
Don't. I'm 42. I don't feel 42, and I'm trying to keep it that way.
Yeah, do it. Do it, man. Do it.
Do you know?
But
You know what
when I
I got out
box,
of
I don't
this?
feel it. When I box, I don't feel it because it's a different movement.
Right. Do you don't feel anything in your knees when you box?
No.
That's wonderful. That's great.
No.
Because I know people that have had, thankfully, knock on wood, I haven't had any knee problems, but I know people that have had knee problems, and they say even stuff like this, the small slight turns, kind of mess with their knees. But the difference is that they didn't start martial arts at a young age. I think that's a
Correct.
big difference.
Right. It's a
You know,
difference because they're
those
not doing the same movements,
absolutely,
the same
absolutely,
drills.
absolutely.
It's almost like in jujitsu, they do the forward rows. As
Mm-hmm.
they get older, you see them do less and less of that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because of the the wear and tear on their bodies.
Mm-hmm. I also think though that like one of the things that if we're lifelong martial arts practitioners, one of the things that we're like enamored by is movement and continuing to move. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like
Right.
like part of the thing, there's a lot of things that keep people in martial arts. The people that are martial arts practitioners for a lifetime, there's a lot of different things. But I do think that there comes a point in time where we age to an extent to where then we're like, we got to keep moving. You
Right.
know, a
Right.
body in motion stays in motion, a body at rest stays at rest.
Stays at rest.
And we don't want that. You
Right.
know, we don't want to be stagnant water.
And that's one of the things that Tai Chi I got from Tai Chi was just
Mm-hmm.
still being able to move fluidly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't practice it like we used to, but we used to do Tai Chi all the time as part of our training,
Yeah,
and it
you
was
should get
very
back
effective.
into that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Tai Chi's great.
Right, right. Do you where do you land on Tai Chi being a complete martial art? Do you think it is, or do you think it's missing stuff?
Yeah. Tai Chi is basically standing and moving meditation.
Yeah, yeah.
There are people that take it to the next level and show
Mm-hmm.
you that it's also a combat art.
Mm-hmm.
But I have never seen that in person being used.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The videos is one thing. You could do anything on the video,
Right.
with an opponent who basically is following instructions.
Right.
So
But on
my
the
thing
street.
is, yeah, I never really seen it work
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or being used. I mean, who's
Mm-hmm.
gonna try Tai Chi in the streets?
That's a good quote.
I mean, it's like,
Yeah, no, I like that. I This podcast has got me to old man status because I'm going to start Irish stick.
oh shit.
And yeah, and what I think is interesting about that is that, like, you talk to people of different ages and they're going to say different things, but all of the older gentlemen that I have talked to is like, you need a weapon.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely advisable.
Right, right. Uh, let's talk a little bit more about boxing. Boxing drills don't hurt your body.
No.
Do you think that do you ever do any sort of hybrid actions where you take some of your kung fu and you put it through a boxing lens so that you can still do some of those movements?
I used to when I trained on the heavy bag.
Mm.
Like you combine it, you combine
Mm-hmm.
your martial arts strikes, your kung fu
Mm-hmm.
strikes,
Mm-hmm.
the kicks with boxing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's always going to be effective. Yeah. So I mean,
Sure.
once in a while, like I'll throw a kick,
Mm-hmm.
and that kick nobody's going to expect it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the good
Mm-hmm.
part about having both boxing and martial arts in your background. Nobody's
Absolutely.
going to expect you're going to throw a kick.
Absolutely. Especially like one of those low kicks. People don't
Right.
see those coming.
Exactly.
So those are great. Uh, what is one piece of advice that you would give to anybody that's watching this podcast that hasn't started martial arts yet?
Well, number one is take a look at the history of martial arts first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
how it started, where it started, the different regions, the different styles, why did they break up? And you got to look at each system. So there are systems like kung fu, karate, jujitsu, ninjutsu, samurai, aikido, krav maga, jujitsu. Judo. You got to take a look at all of those systems first and foremost, and then you see which system you think would be best for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because back in the days, the old grandmasters like the Peter Urbans and all those guys, the Ron Van Cleefs and the Moses Powells, they used to study in all the martial arts,
Mm-hmm.
just going through the different systems, whether they were in the military learning it overseas
Mm-hmm.
or coming to the States and applying it with all the different rules,
Mm-hmm.
RUW.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually they found one system that they found to be the most effective and that they
Mm-hmm.
would focus on and also teach in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first step is to take a look at the history behind it.
Mm-hmm. What when you looked at the history, what took you to kung fu versus karate, or like where how did you
Right.
land in that system?
Well, I landed in that system because the amazing Vitar family, Vitas, came to Atlanta to teach college kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so
Okay.
happens that they were teaching Kung Fu and a lot of the Kung Fu that we seen in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So my earliest exposure is, Bruce Lee, watching Bruce
Mm-hmm.
Lee, who did Wing Chun, and then he evolved into Jeet Kune Do, also with boxing. And
Mm-hmm.
then all through the 80s, we had the fortunate opportunity to look at the Kung Fu flicks,
Yeah,
Five Deadly Venoms.
they
And
were blowing up.
yeah, they were blowing up, man. Shaw Brothers. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something that we went home every day at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Yeah,
Right,
driving
right.
movie.
Yeah.
So, Kung Fu was basically one of the top
Mm-hmm.
styles that they was displaying on the movies.
Right. Were you in New York at that time?
Yeah, I was in New York. Right.
Were you in New York during the time when you all had, I think they called it like Black Belt Theater or something, where it aired
Right.
Saturday?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
You see,
Black Belt Theater. Yeah,
so
and
not every
our
not.
parents used to take us. Our parents used to take us to Canal Street and 42nd Street as
Mm-hmm.
kids because
Okay.
those we saw it on TV, right? The
Mm-hmm.
Shaw Brothers, but they were also in the theaters.
Oh, that's so cool.
So
That's
like a
so cool.
yeah, actual like Chinese Dragon Theater or whatever they would call. We went to see all the Bruce Lee flicks in there.
I'm jealous of that. I'm not jealous of much, but I'm
Yeah, it
jealous
was
of that.
crazy. It was
Yeah.
crazy. It was an experience.
I'm actually like in the process of trying to put together an Amazon Prime channel that is just dedicated to those old martial arts films, and like
Yeah,
getting a channel that people can subscribe to and watch that sort of thing, like revive
right,
that, because
right.
I think that's so cool. I think that's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cool.
It was great.
I think that,
Definitely, it was great.
did you ever want to act? Did you ever want to do it?
Yeah, well, the first film that I remember as a kid was Fist of Fury.
Okay.
Fist of Fury was one of the first, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, Executioners of Shaolin, the
Mm.
Master Killer. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and remember back then it was two different names. You
Mm-hmm.
had the actual name that they named it in Hong Kong,
Right.
and then you had the name that it was in the States.
Right.
So I think like the Fist of Fury is also called the Big Boss.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. So, you know,
Right. So how has martial arts helped you with work, and how has martial arts helped you with interpersonal relationships? Whether that be, I don't know if you're a dad or not. I'm a dad. It's helped me be a
right.
father tremendously and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So go ahead.
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Very good question. Martial arts in the workplace, not really. I've met a couple guys that took martial arts, but we're just basically focused on work.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as family, I have two daughters. Right now,
Mm.
they're 23 and 21, and they were into the martial arts as well when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that was great because I used to have them in capoeira,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a big school in Brooklyn called Brooklyn Capoeira, basically, and it was people from Raízes do Brazil, which
Mm.
is one of the biggest capoeira schools in
Mm-hmm.
Rio de Janeiro.
Mm-hmm.
So that was big because they had um, three classes 3 times a week,
Mm-hmm.
2 times for kids and 1 times for the adults. So I used to also take the capoeira,
Mm.
and it was good. I love capoeira. Capoeira is
How is that on your knees?
oh capoeira on the knees back then. I was able to. This was about 2011 to 13, maybe about three
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was still mobile, and
I mean, brother,
and
you look
it's a
pretty
lot of
mobile
acrobatics.
now.
It's a lot of acrobatics, and
Right.
remember, I'm coming from the Amazing Vital family, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
acrobatic team. Like if you look at
Yeah.
Babatu Vita Cassell,
Mm-hmm.
he does a lot of flips in competition.
A lot of wushu.
Yeah, a lot of wushu, exactly. So I was
Mm-hmm.
prepared for that aspect in
Mm-hmm.
that style of capoeira.
Mm.
And it was great. Capoeira is one of the best martial arts that a lot of people don't talk about.
Mm-hmm. You think that your daughters taking martial arts have made you less guarded of them as they went out into the world?
Absolutely. Good point. Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better, man. You hit it
Mm-hmm.
right on the nose.
Because I'm a father, but I have a son. And I had always said, man, if I had a daughter, I would just be so like protective. So
Yeah, I
protective.
mean, you still gotta. Yeah,
I would
that's something that you don't want to think about because then
meet
you'll.
every
You,
person that my daughter dates in gi with belt around the
there
neck.
you go. Right,
Hey, how
you'll
you
end
doing?
up
You all right?
you'll end up speaking to her, calling her all day, and she'll be like, "Dad." So at some point you just gotta let them grow up into be adults, being responsible adults, and hopefully they don't meet any violent guys because
Absolutely.
I would rather get law enforcement involved than myself, if that were to happen. because
You're
you'll
you're a
end up
better
really
man than
hurting
I am.
somebody.
You're a
Right.
better man than I am. Again, I'm glad, Gabriel, if you're watching this, that you're a boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
Because
Yeah.
you don't want to get involved in that situation, man. Because that's gonna end bad for them.
Hmm.
And
How long did your daughters do capoeira?
they did it for about, well, they were in gymnastics for 10 years.
That gave them a leg up for sure.
Right, they were in gymnastics for 10 years, a competition team, New York City Elite. Um, and then I had them in capoeira for 3 of those years. And they also were on the swim team in the Bed-Stuy YMCA.
They were
Yeah,
active.
yeah,
Do you?
and this is when my focus off of myself was more on their development.
Sure, sure.
So although I wasn't teaching uh, schools of martial arts, I had
Hmm.
my daughters who I used to coach in their
Absolutely.
disciplines because I used to be
Hmm.
a swimmer as well.
Okay.
So that was real big for me in that decade
Hmm.
that they
Sw-
were in martial arts and gymnastics and swimming.
How'd swimming help martial arts?
On your shoulders,
Okay.
definitely on your shoulders and your internal breathing, because
Hmm.
when you're going underwater, your breathing technique is lower diaphragm a lot
Mm.
to be able to blow it out of your nose. And
Hmm.
you got to have good breathing technique underwater.
Hmm.
So
I'm not a swimmer, and you're the first swimmer that we've talked to, or you're at least the
yeah,
first person that said they swam.
yeah.
Um, how does it help your shoulders?
How does it help? What?
Your shoulders.
Oh, because of the different strokes, the freestyle stroke
Mm-hmm.
is your shoulder blade, your scapula, the
Mm-hmm.
back stroke,
Okay.
and the powerful stroke is the butterfly, also known as the dolphin kick,
Mm.
because of that movement is like, you know,
Okay.
and the
Okay.
breaststroke. So swimmers often have great shoulders and backs.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps your back, it helps your shoulders a lot, and obviously your legs have to do a
Mm-hmm.
flutter kick.
Mm-hmm.
So swimming is very good.
Did you notice that capoeira helped your daughters with their gymnastics at
I
all?
would say the gymnastics helped my daughters with the capoeira,
Gotcha. Okay.
right? Because capoeira is basically amateur gymnastics.
Right. Right.
You know, they're
Right.
not focused completely on if the technique has to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Gymnastics is all about technique.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was easy for them. And in fact, you see the instructor, they used to do backflips.
Mm-hmm.
So the instructor can use my daughter's gymnastics abilities in his show
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
showcase acrobatic capoeiristas,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to just the regular kids who didn't know how to flip.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Uh, and then there's all like, did they get into the history of the capoeira? Did they get
No,
into? No,
nah,
no.
nah. Kids nowadays don't care about that stuff.
It's a shame because that's
Yeah, yeah. It's their
beautiful
attention
heart.
spans are different now. you
I hadn't
know,
noticed. I hadn't
oh
noticed.
man, they'll barely watch. They'll barely listen to us.
Right, right. We
After.
I was having a conversation with a martial artist, and we were talking about the attention spans that existed, and the question came up that neither of us really had the answer to. But what do you think martial arts looks like in the next decade? How many of these kids are gonna do what we have done and spend a lifetime in martial arts? I don't think that it's gonna be as many,
I don't
unfortunately.
think, maybe about 15%, if that.
Whew. That's
You
not a
know.
that's not a good number.
Well, here's the
That's not
thing.
a good number, dog.
Yeah,
I
but
wanted a
see,
better
but
number.
here's the thing, Paul, is that the kids don't stay kids forever.
Right,
So
right,
you can't expect them to have the same motivation and drive to do it as they get older.
right. but
There are kids, second generation and third generations. I
mhm.
think those are the ones that stay in it.
Okay.
You know, it's almost like Floyd Mayweather
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and Zab Judah
Mm-hmm.
or Mosley or De La Hoya or
Mm-hmm.
Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they are second generation, third generation boxers,
Mm-hmm.
and their talent level is higher. It's different,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so they could still do it at a high level and still be successful at it because
Mm-hmm.
that's all they knew growing up, and it's in their DNA.
Right.
You know, so I
Well,
think
but
it's a little different for them.
well, I don't like 15%. We can hope for more. We can hope for
Well,
more.
here's the other thing. The other it's going to be about a 25% that does mixed martial arts.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. You're
You
probably
know,
right about that.
traditional martial arts maybe 15%, but mixed martial arts, you know, a lot of people like it. Even though
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the numbers, traditional martial arts is still widely more practiced. I had a
Really?
debate with somebody because I was telling them that MMA is more practiced. And they was like, no, look it up. So I did the research and they were saying the research has the Oriental martial arts and a lot of the martial arts throughout the world still being practiced more heavily, the traditionals.
That's good news.
Right, it's
That's
good news.
that's better news than you saying 15%. That's better news
Exactly.
than you
And
saying.
well, this is internationally.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
places like
Yeah.
China, Japan, they're still
Mm-hmm.
practicing the traditional martial arts
Mm-hmm.
at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers start to become more mixed martial arts in the United States.
You know, I got a history lesson though that was eye opening and also a little alarming, right? Because I spoke with a gentleman who travels to Japan frequently, and he goes to Okinawa. And the reason that he goes to Okinawa is he says it's the part of Japan that time forgot, and they still study martial arts like it's the 1940s.
Mm,
And
right.
that sounds amazing to me. First of all, it sounds like I would go and not want to come back. Um, but then he goes on and he talks about how like in the 1930 and 1940s the Japan saw what America was doing for boxing. It was a boxing boom and boxing was so popular and they said we have all this stuff and we could make our own combat sport.
Mm,
So karate originally had jujitsu, judo, and karate in it and was taught all together in tandem. They separated all of them purposefully so that judo was just an art of throwing, and then you have the competition of just throwing.
uh,
Jiu-jitsu was just an art of grappling, then you have the competition of grappling or wrestling, and karate became point sparring karate that we know now today.
mm,
And so I heard that and I'm like, man, that's wild, that's weird, opens my mind. And then I get to the point of, okay, in 10 years time, is Japan, is China now more concerned with making MMA fighters than they are with their own traditional martial arts? I don't know the answer. I hope that that's not the case, you know, because as a lifelong practitioner, you touch base on something that not very many people do. Learn the history. And the history is just as important as the punch or the kick, you know,
right.
because we're curators of culture as much as we are of those arts.
Right.
Uh what's one thing if you could give every martial arts practitioner one thing, what would that one thing be? It could be a technique, it could be a philosophy, it could be just an attribute.
Um, it would have to be the liver shot.
Mm,
Liver shot. Liver shot can end all fights as soon as they start.
that's spoken like a man from New York that has used it a time or two.
I mean, and that's not an answer that anybody's just going to say. So like,
Right, right,
you
right.
know. But let me ask you, what martial arts are you teaching in, or did you train in?
Shaolin Kempo, Tai Chi, and Wu Fa Ching Wing Chun. Those are my bases. I've studied a bunch of other different stuff. I've never formally studied Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I have formally studied Japanese Jiu Jitsu.
Right.
I've done it all. I consider myself a bit of a martial arts nerd. You know,
Got it. Right.
I also I've taken to telling people a bunch of things, but one of the things that is most important in every class, I say, listen, I'm a really shit instructor. I'm not a very good instructor. What I am, though, is the best student you can have in class with you.
Mm,
And so I say, I'm going to show you this technique. And then instead of teaching you, we're going to dissect it together. We're going to learn from it together.
mm.
And so like that's kind of how I do things.
I'm the same way, man.
You
Wow.
know? Like
Right.
because yeah, first of all, here's this. I'm out of Louisville, Kentucky. I'm very privileged to be a part of the martial arts family and community that I'm a part of. We have a very rich, very diverse martial arts community here, and I'm just lucky that happenstance has brought me here, right?
Right.
And there are in that group of people so many really good martial arts instructors. So it doesn't benefit me to be a good martial arts instructor, but to be the best student
Student.
where
Right.
I stay curious and I help other people digest things, it helps me digest it even more. So that was
Exactly.
one. And then number two is you can't tell it because I'm sitting down and you never met me in person. I'm 6'5".
Damn.
So fundamentally, I'm going to move a lot different from most of my other students, right?
Right. Right.
I,
That's a whole different conversation right there.
right, right,
Exactly.
right. So me
There's
at six,
no there's no reason for you to be that low.
right, right,
You
right,
know.
at all. Like I have studied judo in a traditional judo school. Judo's great. Is it for me? No.
Right. Right.
I'm
Right.
I'm 6'5". The
Five.
average
Right. Thank
person
you.
that I
Thank
would
you.
run into is 6 foot at best.
Exactly.
I
And
have to
I'm
get
6'2", so that's where my knees came into
right,
play.
right, right. Well, and, okay, 6'5" to 6'2". You're still a pretty tall guy, but I got 3 inches on you. And so in order for me to do a judo throw, I have to get down 3 inches
Three
lower.
inches. Right. Right.
And
Right.
a lot of people are like, it's just 3 inches. It's not that big of a deal. 3 inches
Just
is a pretty big deal
matter of
in a
fact,
fight.
you remind me of Eddie Hearn now that you said you're 6'5". You kind of
I'm,
look like him.
I'll take it. I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
Take it
Eddie
as a
Hearn is a
compliment. But
giant. He's six
right,
five.
right.
Oh
So
man, yeah. So I mean, that's a whole different conversation that I want to thank you because
mhm.
a lot of the kung fu techniques that we were learning were basically more built for shorter guys
Oh, for sure,
with shorter
for
limbs
sure.
and able to do certain spins and hip movements that a taller guy just
Hmm.
couldn't do.
Hmm.
And a lot of instructors don't understand that you can't teach every every what's the word physical what's the word for different people with different sizes
Physiology.
physiology. You can't
Yes,
teach
yeah, yeah.
that to everyone.
Right, 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 right. Well, so like a lot of people in martial arts, this is okay. There are two big things that I have. One will glaze right over, and that's the internet. I hate the internet of martial arts where someone will post a technique and they might be trying to show you hip movement or something, and there's 10 people that tell them it's bullshit. And the problem is that the attention span's so short. They
Right.
see it, they react to it before digesting it. The other thing that I've always had a problem with is so we're all people, so we all have fundamental movements that are similar. But then it drastically branches out like a tree. I'm 6'5". There might be another student that's 5'2". Me as a white male, I also will fight different because I'm a white male. You
Right.
know,
Right.
you as an African American gentleman have gone through things that I don't know about and could not experience under these circumstances.
Right.
That's going to dictate your movement. Then there's also all of the elements of like whatever cultures, my father's side of the family is mostly Irish, my mom's side of the family mostly Italian if you get down to it. And then there's also Native American in there. I have all of that, and that's going to impart how I move,
Right.
right? You don't have those things. You have your own different set of things. So it is disingenuous of me to say this is a front kick and this is how the front kick is done every time. And
Correct.
so that's why I do it the way that I do it, as opposed to,
I
you know
got
what I'm
you.
saying?
Right. Well, you got the brother who sent me the link to your interviews. He El Shaddai.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very good instructor.
He is a phenomenal instructor. He
You
comes
know.
from great lineage. His father's
Right.
amazing. Him and his school is a tent pole of that conversation
Right.
of
Right.
how wonderful Louisville is. And
Right.
there a
Right.
lot of a lot of people that are. I've spoken to some people in Chicago. I've spoken to people in New York, and they're like, Louisville, Kentucky, really? What? Like just
Yeah.
surprised. But we have this wonderful hotbed, and in all honesty, not enough people give credit to the African American community that's in Louisville that did it,
Right.
because Dre El Shaddai, he comes from lineage of African Americans that were teaching karate in the 60s and the 70s and
Right.
brought
Correct.
it, like
Yeah.
drug it here. And they drug it here. I use that word in a violent capacity because
Yeah.
they were, in a time where race riots were at a
Right.
high,
Civil rights unrest.
civil rights, and it was hard for an African
Correct.
American to be in the city, let alone to be teaching.
Correct.
you
Yeah,
know
we share a couple of the same guys in our lineages.
yeah.
So that's how I connected with him. Um, I've I see that he was at some of the same events I was at, but I never met him in person yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I started seeing his Dojo for Life Facebook, and I'm like, wow, this brother right here, he's got some good instructoral
Mm-hmm.
capabilities,
Mm-hmm.
and he shows the applications and everything. So he's good. He's good.
they they
He's
they
good.
try
He's
they
good for martial arts.
He's very good for martial arts. They try and talk me into doing something like that. But I said the problem is that I can't make a minute video. If you want me to make an hour long video talking
Yeah,
about a thrust punch, I could do that.
and you got to be ready for the comments.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to be ready
Always.
because they're going to tear you
Always.
apart.
Always. Well, intros and outros for this show, I give my email address out and I say, if you're a martial artist and you'd like to be a part of this podcast, if you know a martial artist that should be a part of this podcast, or if you want to call me a prick or an asshole, tell me I'm wrong, you can do so at this email address, because I
Yeah,
don't have time for it.
yeah. Nowadays, comments are just like brutal, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
You know, I will,
you got to have thick skin to make those type of videos
for
that
sure.
Dre El Shaddai does.
Yes. Well, and so also that, like, I don't really get any negative comments if somebody watches the whole podcast. But
Right.
those two clips that I was telling you about, where we just clip a minute, we get negative comments about that all the time. And
Really?
it's well, because
Wait, which clip is this in the intro of your videos?
yeah. So the link that I sent you is just to all of the podcasts. But I also
Right.
do, like, I'll take random clips out of every conversation and I use those to promote,
Got it.
because it's a random clip. It's just a minute of the conversation. And it
Ah,
really it really highlights what's wrong with the internet. And it highlights what you said, that we got 15% of these kids will stick around. That's because of the attention span.
The
And the
attention span,
attention
correct.
span is getting shorter and shorter because of social media.
Right,
Because it plays to, I can learn everything in a minute, and then I can swipe to the next thing, swipe to the next thing, swipe to the next thing.
right,
When what's missing is these long form conversations, because then you get a better understanding. You know,
right, right.
um, I don't. I'm going to give you one other recommendation and talk about this organization that I have just found, and I'm kind of enamored by because they're up sort of your way. Have you ever heard of Whistle Kick?
No.
Okay. You can look up Whistle Kick Radio, or you can look up Whistle Kick Martial Arts. They're an organization that's founded by this dude Jeremy, and he believes he's got six tent poles, and I would not try and do them because I don't know them, so I'm going to butcher them. But the very first one is everyone in the world should practice martial arts for 6 months.
Mm,
And
mm.
like, they believe that the world would be a better place if everybody practices martial arts for 6 months.
I agree.
Wholeheartedly agree. So what they do is every year they have a thing in Keene, New Hampshire, that is called the Martial Summit. I will send you a link to the event. I don't know if you could make it or not, but if you could make it, it's 4 days of free martial arts training.
Oh wow.
And so like, because so like if you start from a standpoint of everybody should train martial arts for 6 months, you got to go, well, how can we make it accessible so that they can do that? And so they offer free training. But the reason that I bring that up is after I go up there, if that's a success and it works well, I'm going to work with them on doing one in Louisville.
Okay.
And if I do one in Louisville, Dre is definitely going to be one of the teachers. And if I do
Oh
one
yeah.
in Louisville, maybe we should plan it where you come down and you get to meet Dre, you get to meet me, and teach some and take
Right.
some and all that.
Yeah, I'll
So,
probably meet Dre this year because I know we got a couple more events.
mm-hmm.
The Urban Action Showcase Expo, and of course Alan Goldberg, his
Mm,
Hall of Honors. Have you ever been to the Hall of Honors?
I have not.
But you've seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Online?
Mm-hmm.
At Atlantic City. Yeah, that's a
Mm-hmm.
great event that you should come down to because that is like you got guys like Superfoot Bill Wallace who make
Mm-hmm.
it, Don
Mm-hmm.
the Dragon Wilson, Tyree Cassell, Benny the
Mm-hmm.
Jet, Riquidez. They all go down to the Hall of Honors, and they also have a seminar each for like 1 hour in the whole extravaganza. Yeah, that's where they call it the ultimate destination.
Mm-hmm.
So you should look into the Sifu Alan Goldberg's Hall of Honors in Atlantic City. That's every January.
Mm.
That's
I feel
yeah,
like I need
that's a
to go.
must
I
attend.
feel like I need to go already.
Yeah, yeah. I had a chance to meet Superfoot Bill Wallace. I used to always see him in the magazines and YouTube and all his fights. So he was there. It was just great, man. Ron Van
Absolutely.
Cleve,
No,
a lot of
I like
Don the
that.
Dragon Wilson. I spoke to
Mm-hmm.
him for about an hour,
Man.
and he'll just give you all the history of his fights, and he was telling us how he called out Dana White for a fight because they had him. They didn't want to. Dana White didn't want to give him opponents or something like that
Mm.
when he retired, but he still was actively involved in the martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
So they made him a commentator instead
Mm.
because they didn't want to give him real opponents.
I I I like
They
the
were they were
UFC.
mo- Dana White was basically focusing on bringing the
Mm-hmm.
Gracies and
Mm-hmm.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu
Right.
as opposed to more traditional
Mm-hmm.
fighters, martial arts fighters.
I like the UFC. I like MMA, but I
Yeah,
do think that it was, we will say, purposefully curated.
yeah. In the beginning, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
it's like,
Yeah,
oh, this is just so that you can make certain things look better than other
right.
things.
And
You know?
The Gracies they owned the UFC,
Yeah, yeah.
and Dana White bought it from them. So
Mm-hmm.
there you go.
Feels like they could have made more money than they made on it, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
they turned out all right.
Yeah, they turned out right.
They,
Just this one fight that I wanted to see was John Jones versus
mm,
um, what's his name? Mi- Um, what's the guy that he something with an M? Oh man, you watch UFC?
I watch UFC. I'm not. I haven't watched
Aspinall,
every single fight. Okay.
Tom Aspinall.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, that's the fight that I wanted to see, but John
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah. John probably had to retire for his personal reasons, but man, was he a good skilled practitioner.
Right. Yeah, he's one of the best.
For
He's one of
sure,
the
one of the
best.
best. Who do you think is? Well, that's a bad conversation. Who do you like the best? Who's one of your favorite fighters?
UFC fighters?
Yeah,
Well, I like John number one.
John
And
number
then
one.
I would rank probably Antonio Pereira.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. And then even going back to the days of Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck was good. Chuck Liddell. Anderson Silva was good.
Anderson
Um,
Silva is one of my favorites, probably.
Shamrock was a bad dude, even though he didn't win a lot of his big fights.
Shamrock had too much anger,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you could
Shamrock.
see
Right,
it. You could
right,
see it.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I feel like
he could have been one of the goats.
if he could control his emotions a little better, he probably could have like been
Well,
completely dominant there.
right, right.
So, what about Israel Adesanya?
Yeah, he's good. He's all right. He kind of came on, I think, later on in his career, if I'm
Yes,
not mistaken.
yes, yes.
But I wouldn't really
Um,
call him one of the goats, though.
and I like that guy that's fighting now, Patty,
Patty,
the Irish guy.
what's his full name?
It's Patty. Is it Pimbleton or something like that? I can't think of his last name right now.
Yeah, I'm not.
But no, I like him. He's good. Okay. Well, so I keep these at about an hour. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you would like to say?
No, it was a great conversation, man, and we're gonna do it again, man. Let's
Yeah,
do it again.
we are going to do it again, and then I am working on putting together panels
Right.
for different stuff where we do this same conversation, only it's just about boxing, or it's just like something that's specific on a topic, and we get like 3 or 4 people on. I
Right.
can do it through Riverside. I just don't know how to do the moderated part of it just yet. So that's what I'm
Okay.
working on. But I'd love for you to be a part of like a boxing striking type
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
podcast.
And I know
Yeah.
a couple people, a lot of people that might be interested in your podcast. So I'm gonna do my. I'm gonna return the favor and send the link to one of my senior instructors, Babatu Vida,
Awesome.
and yeah, he could get on, and I'll send the link around
Yeah.
to people who's gonna reach out to you
Yeah. No,
because
I
you got a good thing
appreciate
going on. I like your setup.
appreciate it. Thank you.
I like the
The
setup.
idea is just it came from a couple of different places. One, I'm a lifelong practitioner of martial arts, and I need a love letter. I need a love letter to the thing that has done so much for me. But two is the toxicity of the internet
Yeah.
made me want to build something that built a stronger community. Martial arts was a really good community for me when I needed it, and I'm trying to return the favor and build the community and make it stronger. And so that's what it's about. Conversations like this, they help build the community. I always say to people at the end of a podcast, thank you for being a part of my podcast. And as such, because you had this conversation with me, whether you like it or not, you're now a part of my martial arts journey. And I do thank you for that as well.
Mm,
You know?
you're
And
welcome.
I think that like that's what we're doing. We're just building a community, you know?
Right. Right.
And
Yeah, keep growing your channel, man. Keep growing
that's
your
right.
channel.
That's right.
I,
So, thank you for sure for having this with me. I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully meet you in person. Thank everybody for listening, and everybody keep kicking.
all right, Paul. See you later.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye. I want to thank Ray for coming on again, for being a part of the podcast. I want to thank you guys for listening again. Means the world to me, this community that I'm building, these people that I'm having conversations with, that I'm meeting for the first time, some of them not so much for the first time. I am so incredibly grateful for this part of my journey. I'm grateful for every part of my martial arts journey. This part is energizing me in ways that I didn't think were possible. Remember, you can never give back to your art what your art has given to you, but you can try. Keep kicking.